Hey there, it's Hunter with Group 9 covering Chapter 21 this week on Reserve Time to Create Organizational Learning and Improvement. Alright, so this chapter covers quite a few different topics. We'll try and summarize it up. First, we have Improvement Blitz or Target Monthly Challenges. This is kind of like an extended period of time where leadership and peers come together and focus on targets or some challenges. Next up, we have institutionalized rituals to pay down technical debt. We enable everyone to teach and learn, share your experiences from DevOps conferences, and creating internal consulting and coaches to spread practices. All right, so to start off, we'll talk about Improvement Blitz. So once again, this is a set period of time or dedicated time to solve a specific issue. Oftentimes this involves leadership and peers just coming together, bringing what issues they have on the table, and more often than not, these issues are fixed relatively quick, a lot quicker than they would have been without these meetings. And the second bullet point states it often results in a new approach to solving the issue not seen before. And then it helps because it's only focusing on one objective. Each improvement blitz is focused on one specific goal. How can we get the best and fastest solution for the specific issue? And they're very useful, very useful. All right, next we have institutionalized rituals to pay down technical debt. And so basically it kind of ties on from the last topic of blitzes. So a great way to actually pay down technical debt is to have blitzes, and it recommends either day-long or week-long blitzes to focus on many different topics over a period of time. But once again, each blitz is only one specific topic, so each and everyone there at that specific one is focusing on that one focus, that one objective. But the goal is to improve daily work. These meetings improve, you talk to each other, you collaborate, and you work a solution, and everyone benefits. The leaders benefits, and the peers benefits. Everyone learns. This empowers those closest to issues to identify and solve their own issues. Once again, this comes by new perspectives, new people coming in, evaluating the topic at hand and seeing what they can do. The book also talks about Facebook hackathons. Facebook talks about how some of the greatest, features of their service came from hackathons, such as chat, timeline, and so forth. And then there's one extreme example talking about Facebook's converting PHP to C++ to have like a certain amount of users be able to log in, and they're saying if they didn't have that much user or that code converted from PHP to C++, they would have been in really serious trouble have it not been for that hackathon and that feature to develop over time. So next we have enable everyone to teach and learn. So not only does Blitz really help companies focus on nailing out these issues, but it helps everyone come together. You realize the different situations at hand, the different issues, and by solving them and everyone collaborating, there's a talks in the book where you learn from your peers, right? Your peers are all working with you. You're all teamwork to find a solution, and that is a great example of enabling everyone to teach and learn. We have joint code reviews. When code is submitted in a commit, oftentimes it is reviewed by one or more team members, and then they have the option to leave feedback in the commits or to ask questions. Hey, why did you write this code here? What does this code mean? Or how about maybe rephrasing this code or rewriting it in a different way? But once again, learning is very valuable. Once a company invests a lot of money into the employees, and a lot of training and time goes into the employees as well. And so, but sometimes the best training just comes from other coworkers. You just go right into it, and coworkers kind of help you out. You're working on the same issue, and you can learn from each other. Different perspectives help kind of build on each other. Next up, we have share your experiences from DevOps conferences. So what comes to mind here is Microsoft Build. That's an annual developer conference that Microsoft hosts that really goes into depth of what they're working on and how they can basically enable and empower the developers to work with their software and their organization. But not only does Microsoft do this, but many other companies, and the book talks about Capital One, and it could be also like your company, right? You'll have these meetings that you come together and you share experiences, and then you come back from that training and, so to speak, or that meeting where you're uplifted, and you can share it with those that didn't have the opportunity to go, or just weren't chosen to go, or whatever the case might be. But by doing those meetings, it actually really helps people learn. The book says that if your company is very cost focused, they don't want to spend too much, they won't do this, and that really hurts the growth and learning of the company without these new ideas and new ideas coming to each developer's mind and how they can help those ideas flow into the company they're working for. Next, we have create internal consulting and coaches to spread practices. So reading this chapter in the book, or this section in the book in this chapter, was actually kind of cool. I've heard about it, how Google has like this idea room or like thinking room where you kind of just go and just talk about, and they like just throw out ideas like, oh, what about throwing out this idea? That sounds cool, and just basically just blurting out all these ideas. But I guess this book talks about how 20% of their time at work could be just focusing on ideas. And so that's actually interesting, you think that's a lot of time, but at Google, I guess innovation is really important to them, and you have to just have time for innovation. It just makes sense. And we have they created this thing called testing on the toilet. So basically what they did was they published like a new magazine or a new book each week and listed in all the bathrooms that just talked about like learning and testing and all that. And it was kind of like a really effective way to get employees awareness about what's going on and the need to really grow and learn, and how to make things have a mindset of always testing, mindset of always learning, mindset of always improving, and so forth. So very cool, very interesting idea out of the box. But conclusion really is the institute rituals to help reinforce lifelong learning. It's important for doing these blitzes to pay down technical debt. These blitzes also help peers and leadership learn and give opportunities to teach experience and knowledge to the people that may have not worked there as long. And then you can also learn from experts in formal and informal settings, sending your employees to meetings by other companies, or even a company hosted event that can tie into more specific needs of that company. Overall, these things are very great, and all companies should employ these decisions to help employees and be more empowered and get the most out of their employees. Thank you for listening.